So need I say more? I do not own the copyright to this music, but Lord have mercy, it sounds good. We're gonna let this play for a second. Yeah, we paying honor to my man Chuck D today. We got a host of topics for you. Sing it, Chuck.
Would you join me, please?
We're gonna talk NFL draft. We're gonna talk NBA basketball.
Oh, my mind refused to lose.
It's me and my man
It's
Mike
your
Knight.
ticket. Get a drummer, get wicked.
I'm filling in for Big Shoes. I'm filling in for my man Nick today. My homeboy from up in Harlem, Mike Knight. My brother, you ready to get it?
I'm going to do it, man, but we're going to come up a little further, man. We're going to come on up to Washington Heights, baby.
There we go. Washington Heights. And you got your Brooklyn homeboy here from East Flatbush. Let's get it, baby. Family, what's happening? 5:01 on April the 29th, Thursday, April the 29th. This your man T-Sham filling in for my man Nick. It's been a blast, baby. And of course, I got to pay the honor, the due respect to my man from Washington Heights, Mike Nice. What's up, Mike?
What it do, my dude? What it do, man? What's going on, man? Hey, man. Hey, I don't know how y'all living, man, but it's about 87, 88 degrees out here in the Carolinas, man. I just tell my son, man, we need to turn on the AC, man. I'm burning, man. Yeah, that's a beautiful day outside, man. Yo, get you some lemonade, some water, man, sweet tea, whatever it is, man. Shake this thing off, man. But how was your day, my brother?
Awesome, Mike. Awesome. So, couple of things, Mike. Today is my 15-year anniversary. Ooh. Married to my queen, Brenda Larkin Chambly. Happy anniversary, baby. Looking forward to that. We're going to get some grub afterwards. I'm looking forward to celebrating, Mike. 5,475 sunsets together, baby. And that's what it's all about.
Count on a good way. Good note. Hey, congratulations, baby. Man.
Thank you.
You know, some people out here can't get 15 minutes in, and you got 15 years, man. You're doing it big, man.
Hey, man, one day at a time, baby.
Major congrats, man. Major congrats.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Black love in the house. And
yes.
And then it's 80 degrees here, my brother. 80 degrees.
Okay.
So the weather is cracking a little bit. We're gonna get some little touch of cold weather, but then I think, man, it's gonna break the right way and all that good stuff, man. So excited. Always to be in the house with you, my brother. Always excited to be in the house with you. You ready to get it on and cracking?
Always, my dude.
Man, look right here, man. This is where we got to start, my brother. This is where we have to start with the iconic Chuck D, baby. And man, Mike, you know, you talk about heroes, Mike. You talk about heroes. This brother right here is my hero, Mike. Right here, Mr. Chuck D, part of the iconic. If you don't know this group that he's a part of, PE, then hey, I don't know where you've been living, brother.
You don't know rap.
You don't know rap, Mike. You don't know rap. Mike, talk to me about what this man means to you.
Oh man, you know what? I don't know how many righteous brothers out there that can have club bangers, but still acknowledging you and your history, man. At the same time, this guy's the lead of Public Enemy, one of the top rap groups in rap history, man. And let it be known, man, that they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's when you're doing it big, man. 98 Oldsmobile. Oh, man. My 98 booming with a trunk of funk. All the jealous punks can't stop the dunk. Listen, man. once again, iconic lines, man. And I
Once
love
again,
Chuck
it is
D,
the incredible Rhyme Animal.
the inevitable D, Public Enemy number
Number
one.
one.
5-0 State Freeze. And then I got numb. Man, listen, man. Don't make me go back to 85, 86, 87, man. I love his no nonsense demeanor, man. Always serious up, co-founder of the group. You can't forget his hype man Flavor Flav, and I think Chuck D keeps him in check, which was probably extra hard to do, man. Politically and socially conscious, man. Can't trust it? Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Listen, if you don't know rap, or you don't know Chuck D or PE, or you dislike them, I'm telling you to stop it. Stop it. Fight the power? No, man. The number one hip hop song that year, that era, man. Listen, man. You know what's wild? Chuck D turned 60 last year. That's 60. Saying it. That's big. I know this young hip hop generation be like, man, y'all dudes is old. And that might be true, but man, you can still put their cuts on right now, man, and still make club jump, man.
Still rocking, Mike.
A lot of respect for Chuck D. What other rap group got the S1Ws, man? Professor Griff. They marching and saluting in place. Terminator X. The whole crew was ridiculous, man. But for Chuck D to spearhead that thing, man.
Oh, dear, man.
And another brother from Strong Island. Strong Island.
Shout out to Long Island, baby. Strong Island, baby.
Just forever conscious, righteous. It takes a million. It takes a nation of millions hoes back. Night of the Living. Bass says I can keep going. T, I don't want to hog up all the light, man. You hit him with something, man.
Brother, rapper, publisher, lecturer, activist, record producer, Chuck D, 60 years old. The brother is amazing energy, amazing shape. Mike, it's the voice, man. That voice is just incredible. And his inspiration for the voice was two iconic people in New York history, Mike. Number one, Melly Mel. One of the greatest, baby. One of the greatest, Mike. One of the greatest, okay?
Yes.
And that was his inspiration. And Chuck said, man, when they used to perform, he had to have that big voice, man, to have a presence, because Melly Mel had that voice. And he said, man, if I'm going on after these guys, I got to have that voice, man, because if I'm not, I'm going to get booed off the stage. The showmanship, man, like you talk about S1Ws and the precision and all of that, and just leveraging that. And I saw an interview that he did a while ago, and he talked about Flavor Flav and Flavor Flav's kind of role in the group. And he said, man, Flavor's role is to be the non-serious balance to me. He's like, people think Flav is clowning. He said, man, Flav is very intelligent. But he said, man, from a balance perspective, we knew we couldn't keep hitting them hard, man. We had to bring kind of that flavor. So he said, hey, Flav, when I say this, I want you to ad-lib here. I want you to throw in here.
Yes.
Because when you do that, that helps to balance it out. See, the ad-libs you see that he does and all the stuff, man, just balances them out. But his two was Melly Mel, and his second was Marv Albert. And people don't realize that Marv Albert, man, till he fell out with the Knicks, was the voice of the Knicks, Mike.
Yes.
You and I know that. And so he said, man, those two guys inspired him to do that. Some other not known facts, man, or little known facts, and people might know, is a couple things. Number one, and Riri, thank you, love. Thank you very much for that. Mike, he was like a mentor to Pac and to Tretch. So Pac and Tretch were roadies, okay? And Pac was a roadie, of course, for Digital Underground, as you guys have talked about before, right? And Tretch was known as MC Treacherous, okay, out of Jersey, of course. Okay. And he was a roadie for Latifah, for Queen Latifah. And so Chuck, being 60 years old, he was sort of looked at like kind of as a father figure to those guys on the road. Mm-hmm. So he'd say to those guys, hey man, look, don't have me have to get out of bed and get you guys out of jail.
Right.
And that type of stuff, man. And so he was the type of guy, man, that was close. And you're right about that, D Moses, also, man, NWA, and you think about the influence that their music sonically had, right? When you hear like the crashing and everything going against each other, they were unique. And what Chuck said, man, is they modeled themselves after rock and roll bands, right? Because they wanted to be able to play arenas, and they wanted that sound to fit that. And man, this guy, man, his energy, if you've never been to a PE show, man, energy incredible off the meter, and his knowledge and what he brought to the rap game, and to just to make you think, make you pick up a book, or make you do something, is what I miss about today's hip hop in some ways, Mike. I'm not saying that all today's hip hop is bad, but you had a balance, bro. You had a balance, stop, and all that type of stuff, man, with the things that they were doing and getting together, stop the violence and all those types of movements that they were doing, would not have been possible without a brother like Chuck D and like PE and like their influence and that element, man. So much respect to PE, much respect to Chuck D, and man, just an honor to be able to pay him some respect, my brother.
Yeah, I want to add, man, that when you have someone like Chuck D and he has his hype man, that goes all the way back to the motherland, man.
Yes, sir.
In entertainers, what Flavor Flav does, it comes from our ancestors and our history. Then you got the synchronization from the S1s. You got the Wheels of Steel with X. I love PE and Chuck's collaborations. When he got with Ice Cube and they did Burn Hollywood Burn, and Ice Cube said,
Kane,
Ice
too. Don't
Cube
forget
down
Kane.
with the PE. Now every single lady want to see me. I mean, the collabs, man. The teapot sounding off in the background, it was always something, man, that gets you there, man. I got a frat brother, man, named Robert Baycoat, man. This brother loves PE. I mean, every time he there, he got the CD, he got soundtrack, everything, man. Just
iconic. They were a big influence to Ice Cube, and I think about D Moses, his comment here, because when they broke up, if you remember, man, Cube did his solo thing, and he used to go to New York, man. That's how he got ingrained in New York, going to those studio sessions with Hank Shockley, with PE, listening to it, and he got with them, man, and got that sound, and the iconic first album that Cube had. So, man, I tell you, it's incredible, man, and I agree with you, Ace Dog. You got to respect the people who put the message before the money. I fully agree, man. And he's got the longevity. We're going to be playing his music and PE's music for a while, man. So much respect in all of that.
Welcome,
all right, my brother.
Welcome to the Terror Dome.
Oh, Rebel my favorite PE song.
Of a Black Planet.
Incredible.
It's endless, man. It's endless. We get so hype off that, man. Incredible.
Man, I tell you, we could go on for days, my brother. We could go on for days. All right, let's transition here and let's get to our first topic. You ready to chop it up?
Let's rock.
All right. In the world of sports, it's never ending. This one just came up, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news on ESPN. Aaron Rodgers has informed some people within the organization that he does not want to return to the Pack. And apparently they have been meeting behind the scenes, Mike. They've been flying out, meeting him in different locations, just trying to get with him. And Aaron Rodgers is pissed, man. So, they haven't given him a lot of help. They drafted a quarterback, and he is pissed. He had an MVP season. He is the reigning MVP. And if he does not return to the Packers, he will be only the third man in all of NFL history to have an MVP season and not return to his team. Last person that did that was Jim Brown. And Jim Brown did that because he retired.
Right.
So, my brother, what do you think about this breaking news?
Kudos, props. I high five Aaron. He got every right to be. I mean, how dare you don't even include this man in the last play and then making him look crazy like he don't know what he doing out there. He can't bring the pain under pressure. After he got the Brett Favre monkey off his back, gave y'all a Super Bowl. The teams that he's dismantled, just destroyed, took the heart out of the Detroit Lions, man. He shuts down the Dallas Cowboys, man. He's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
They ain't Gotham City, but you know who he is, man. Listen,
you can't.
You're gonna have to do what he wants you to do. He don't want to come back. He ain't coming back.
You can't take the ball out of your best player's hands. I'm telling you, Mike. I'm gonna tell you, man. If I gotta go down with somebody, right? I'm not going down with my sorry defense trying to stop somebody. You cannot put the ball back in Tom Brady's hands. Tom Brady's a killer, baby. Winning is a habit. And Tom Brady knows how to win, baby. He knows how to win. It's a habit. So Tom is like, you gonna give me the ball back with 3 minutes left? Really?
You took Aaron's power by calling a play that didn't even involve him, man. Incredible. And word on the street is them Niners been calling him on the low.
Yes, sir.
Heard they touched base with him yesterday. If you hadn't mentioned it, the Rams gave him a buzz.
Yes, sir.
What's up? Heard about you, man. So that was before the Matthew Stafford joint. But listen, man, he's in a position to make somebody very happy, man. 37 years old, still can ball. You know, still got a lot left. It's a pride and dignity issue, man. This is one of the highest stages. He's going against Tom Terrific. And basically what you just said, besides smacking him in the face, is, Aaron, look, we don't trust you, man. And we're not going to let you do what you do. We're going to make this decision and pull this move, and let's go with it. What? He had no say-so?
I know.
All he means to them, discount, double checking and whatnot?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Stop it, Green Bay. Stop it, coaching staff and owners.
And to D. Moses' point, I definitely see and agree with your comment in a couple of different ways. Number one, Tom Brady making that move and going to Tampa Bay and how they've treated him, how they've essentially built the team back. Do you realize with AB signing his deal, right? Because AB has signed a 1-year re-up, right? They basically, man, got the same team back together. Like Shaq Barrett, they thought, oh man, it's going to be competitive for his services. They never let him even see free agency, and they got him. Now, it's all about now. It's all about now, right? And if from a football perspective, you're not thinking 5 years out. You're like, look, man, I got to win now. So if you think about where Aaron Rodgers was with the ball, home field advantage, you take the ball out of his hands. Man, it's going to take training camp, a tough regular season, just to even get back in that position again.
Yeah,
you
man.
You cannot take the ball. You cannot take the ball out of that man's hands. Mike, I'm telling you, I'm going down with him. And if they're asking me in a press conference, so, why did you go for it on 4th down with Aaron Rodgers? Mike, I'm going to look at him like this. The baddest man on the planet. Mike, I'm going to look at him like this. I'm going to say, Mike, this is the baddest man on the planet. And if we didn't get it done, it just wasn't our day.
He should have been given the green light, man. And you know what I like about this whole thing, man, especially with Rodgers? He's letting Green Bay know that he also has a life, which means by that recently got engaged. I just heard that he hosted Jeopardy a little while ago. So he's like, look, man, this football is what I do, but I'm going to still live. You know what I'm saying?
Look, so, it's obvious he's an intelligent cat, right? He played football at a top university in terms of academics, okay, at Cal. So you know, he's got it on the ball. Plus, he's personable. He's in commercials. He's marketable, right? And man, he gets another Super Bowl, man. You know, for totally, you know, forget about it. And you know, I totally agree. There's no doubt. I totally agree with that. It's been, you know, been rumored, you know, what's going on and all of those elements. So, you know, Mike, it's a perfect segue to this. So the 49ers, like you said, and you mentioned, hey, they said, hey, what's up? You know, what's up? What's up with your boy, right? What's up? What you want? You want this pick? What's going on? Man, it's, you know, the draft starts in, you know, less than 3 hours EST time here.
Let's
go. It would be so interesting, my brother, if they do something here, man.
Somebody
look what Ace Dog says, Mike. Man, hey man, this is
the top pick.
Mike, in this day and age, Tom Brady has shown, man, that if you take care of yourself, bro, eat right, and you have a great offensive line that's going to take care of you, and you're not getting hit a bunch, right?
Yeah.
That, bro, you can play into your with medical science and all. I mean, you could play into your mid 40s. Aaron Rodgers is 37, bro. He's 37.
Yeah.
He got at least 4 or 5 good years in him with a you know, good offensive line. Strong. And I agree with Ace Dog. So Mike, would you make this trade? If you're the 49ers, would you
our number one draft pick?
Would you give that number one pick? Yeah, because the 49ers would pick third. Would they pick third or fourth? They would pick.
You know what? Before you look it up, it's not even a thought process, man. That's a done deal. It's done. You don't even have to look it up, because what this man's done, his body of work, that'll override a rookie coming in, man. And that's just the way it is. And they can afford, the way the 49ers going, they can afford 4 years on Aaron Rodgers, man.
Oh, man, there's no doubt.
As I said, 49ers, everything you do.
They're third. And he's played and Mike, he's played his collegiate ball there, man. So he's definitely familiar with the area. I mean,
he's a favorite son, man. Favorite son out there.
Yeah. I mean, they could say, hey man, we'll give you Jimmy G and this pick. We'll give you Jimmy G and this pick, bro. You know, and let's make it happen. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be very, very interesting, because they right now will pick third. People are saying, hey, if you go up this far, why would you go up this far to take a Mac Jones? Folks think that they may take Trey Lance, but they think Trey Lance is more of a project, not ready to hit the field right away. But you know, Shanahan is a great coach. I'd be like, man, hey, let's make this happen. Ace Dog, thanks, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Definitely appreciate it.
I say the Giants give him a call. Give up Daniel Jones to Green Bay.
You got to give him a call. If you're the Jets, you got to give him a call.
Daniel Jones can go to Green Bay, and we'll sacrifice.
All day.
Make a sacrifice and take Aaron, man.
All day. Can you imagine him in New York? Oh, my goodness.
And he better not go to the Jets.
It'd be incredible. So let me ask you this before we go to the next topic, Mike. If you are a team looking for a quarterback, and you think about the teams, who else you think would make a big move for a quarterback?
Now we're talking Aaron Rodgers,
or just trying to get up in the top 4.
You're right.
Right. So Atlanta right now has the 4th pick, and they're projected to either take Kyle Pitts, but folks think that Atlanta wants to trade out of that pick. Right. Now Denver's off the table, right? Because they went ahead and they got Teddy Bridgewater. I'm wondering what Miami's going to do, because you remember Miami was up there, then they traded out
Dolphins?
Yeah, the Dolphins. The Dolphins were going to pick 3. Then they made the trade with San Francisco, right? Dropped down, okay, and then they got back in. And the reason and the way they got back in was the trade with the Eagles. You think the Dolphins might do something?
I didn't even know they were still an organization, man. I had to wake up. But let me do something right quick, man.
Yeah.
I got the young guru right here. The question is, who needs a QB? Who's in the market?
Yep.
Anybody know looking for a QB team? There should be anyway. Pro team. Oh, young Chief say he going with the Falcons, man.
Falcons, really?
They need somebody. Can you imagine if Aaron went there?
I know.
Ooh.
I know. But see, the problem with the Falcons is their salary cap is just horrendous right now. So folks are saying, okay, are they going to keep Julio? If they keep Julio and they bring Kyle Pitts, then that means you're going to stick with Matt Ryan, right? But if they draft a quarterback, then that means, hey, we might as well be in a total rebuild. I don't know, man. H-Dog said the team formerly known as the Redskins will make a move for a QB. I agree, because you know who their projected starter is, right?
Sometimes it snows in April.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick right now is their projected starter.
Yo, man, that dude must have a 4-leaf clover in his pocket, because every time I turn, he's somewhere.
They love him.
Yeah.
Mediocre.
That's an Ivy League dude, right? Didn't he go to Yale? Harvard or Yale?
I think he went to Harvard. Somebody check that for us.
Must be nice for him to float around a little bit and still keep a paycheck, man.
I mean, he stay keeping a job, as they say in the hood. He stay keeping a job. I mean, it is unbelievable, man, because he hasn't really. The best season he had was with the Jets that time.
Yeah, and
they still missed the playoffs. Right? Because he bit the bit, man, in that last game against Buffalo. I tell you, man, you know, A-Star, that's a great point, man. I think, you know, they could jump up there, man. They really could. And we'll see, man. It will be very, very interesting. But Mike, I tell you what, the people are worried about here in Philly, man. What people think, or the fans think here in Philly, is that either they are going to trade back and try to get in kind of the top 5 or 6, right? Because you have the Detroit Lions, right, who, you know, who knows what they're going to do with that pick, right? And
I got a friend. I know somebody who's a Lions fan. He says he feels good.
And they're scared. What they're scared is that, you know, because of Harry Roseman, that they're going to draft another wide receiver, Mike. This would be the third year in a row that their first pick would be a wide receiver. So I know Jason Green, shout out to my Sands, would be pissed, but he likes your boy from Smith, Devonta Smith, so he likes him. But the other thing, and Mike, I cannot wait to see what the Eagles do. People think the Eagles might draft a quarterback. Can you imagine? Hey, Star, thanks, baby. Can you imagine? He did go to Harvard, Mike. Mike, can you imagine if the Eagles draft a quarterback? What you think, man? Oh, my goodness.
First of all, let it be known that I'm still steamed at that little stunt that the Eagles pulled during the playoffs. I ain't gonna forget that. I hope, and don't let none of them Alabama boys come out there and waste their talents, man. Go ahead and get a QB. I want the controversy to kick off.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Jalen Hurts can play, man. He can play.
I know, man. I know, and you know what? How do you pull this dude out when he's doing good? I can see if you pulled him and he was stinking up the place. Then you replace him
Right.
from the whiny quarterback. He gets busy. He gets you the dubs. He's making it hot. And then you decide to pull him and put in some third grade school teacher, man.
Mike, I honestly,
Bubble
I
Frank.
honestly think, man, that they're gonna have to write a book on what happened there, man, because that dude, man, is just. I think that ruins you as a coach. Like I said, man, you
Well, he
cannot.
was out of there shortly
Yeah,
gone.
but your team, as hard as football is, man, those guys want to win every game. They want to win. They want to win every game. When you look at, like, for example, the Jets, when the Jets beat the Rams, right, and that essentially took them out of the running for Trevor Lawrence, right? Those guys weren't even thinking about that, man. They just wanted to win because it's such a hard sport, man. It's like, come on, man. You're like, you can't bring a losing type of thing into the locker room, man. You just can't do that.
You're pulling
Mike,
punches, man. You're pulling
yeah,
punches. And I just think it sends a bad signal. I'm not saying all that because, that would have helped the Giants. I get it.
yeah.
But you so busy worried about who not to help.
Yeah.
That you hurting your organization because you weren't going anywhere anyway.
Right.
Just go ahead and bring the pain and let people see a show. I think it took away from football. It took away from that moment in time. They could have let Jalen, solidify his move, and then I'll throw this in there: bad sportsmanship.
Yeah,
you're winning the game, but you'll pull back your horses, and just to spite somebody.
Can't stand it.
I think the game a little bit bigger than that.
So I'm curious. All good points, Mike. I'm curious about this, man. I am rooting for this young man. I just kept saying to myself, what is going on with Justin Fields? He went into this draft season as being the prohibitive number 2 pick, right? Like the second, top rated quarterback. And a couple of days ago, it was revealed that he has epilepsy.
Wow.
And so apparently he is, shared that with teams. He has, been treating it. He was diagnosed when he was, I believe, 10 years old. And, as he's grown, he has, maintained and taken his medication, gotten his rest, and done all of those things. But, revealing that to the teams and telling the teams that they've gone through the background, some folks are wondering, did that negatively impact him? As you see his, where he is dropped. And I'm really rooting for him, man. What do you think about that, Mike?
I'm rooting for him too. We'll move past that reporter with his little comments trying to downgrade the dude. And a lot of experts agree that this condition is manageable. Mm-hmm. You don't want nobody to go out there and have a seizure, man. And, life is bigger than football, and I get it. But as I, did a little bit of searching, man, you had a handful of football players who had epilepsy, and they were able to, do their thing. Yeah. I'm sure you're familiar with Tiki Barber.
Yes.
He had it, all pro running back. There's a couple other people, man. Samari Roll, all pro cornerback, running back Jason Snelling, Hall of Fame offensive lineman Alan Faneka. So my thing is this: if it's manageable, you can control it. He has his, adequate amount of medicine or whatever it is to maintain this thing. Go ahead, man. He's a young kid, 19, 20. Let's see how it plays, man. It can be worked with. Now, he was like in his 30s, man, and just happened. And, we'd be like, whoa, man. But if teams want to pull back because of that, man, I have nothing to say to them, man. You have players who've overcome cancer. You've had players who've had surgeries, some of the most high-profile conditions you can think of, man, and bounce back and do their thing, man. So get his young brother a chance, man. He's shown you what he can do, man. If this dude is diagnosed with epilepsy after getting his rib cage knocked in against Clemson, and he still comes back and play. You can't question his toughness, man.
Can't. So I'm rooting for him. The current rumor is that the Panthers have the 8th pick, and the rumor is that New England, if Justin Fields drops, right, if he drops, that they would try to move up and pick Justin Fields. And what would be great is he could essentially work with Cam. And I agree.
Sometimes that draft tear people down and build someone else up. I'm gonna go there. I don't like it when it's at our expense, because when we torn down, we don't get the benefit of the doubt and still get full props, man. And I didn't mean to cut you off, T, but I remember a few days ago, Trevor Lawrence got caught up in saying something like, I'm gonna be all right in football, man. That's not I want to be the best, but I'm just gonna go out there and play, the way I can, man. I'm not it's ain't gonna make me or break me. And everybody's like, whoa. Now, if a black kid had said that, he'd be in 3rd round.
Yeah.
So we don't get those type of chances, man. You could tear Trevor Lawrence down, he gonna get built up.
But what I hate too, Mike, and I agree with you, what I hate, man, is it messes with this brother's pockets, man.
Yes.
It really, because each slot in the draft has a pre-designated amount of money that they're gonna pay you, right?
Yeah.
And so, it just impacts him there, man. So I'm rooting for him. I'm very interested to see where he's gonna go. I cannot let this one pass without our boy Deshaun. We hadn't talked about him in a while. Mike, the places where he could go are starting to shrink. So the rumor is that all along he wanted to go to Miami. Okay. So
I'll stop hating on them if he goes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, from an economic perspective, to me it makes all the sense in the world. Texas is no income tax, and Florida is no income tax. No state income tax, right? So I think financially that makes sense. Miami, they're stocking, man. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But man, who do you think he would get traded to, Mike? Because it's shrinking, man. All the places that he had an opportunity to go to is getting limited.
It's dwindling down, and we're not going to ignore the fact that he's going through something right now. I think that has a lot to play into it, big time. I know the Niners gave Aaron a call, but ain't no way they're going to consider Watson and Aaron's on deck. I heard the Jets was looking good at him, and that's another team that, they need whoever they can get. I get it. There's a lot of teams, like you said, they were dwindling down. Now, the magic question is, who's willing to deal with him with all these civil suits and all his, his troubles he's going to go through? Okay, boom, got that. And as you said, the people that were interested in him before the lawsuits were, Jets, Dolphins, Panthers, Broncos, Niners, a little bit of the Patriots, Bears, and Washington. So at this point, as I said, you got Jets, Niners on the table, but that table about to get smaller if they're entertaining Aaron. So it just looks like it, man. And I think we had mentioned him and Russell Wilson switching. Was that it? We had mentioned?
Yeah, potential Seattle, Houston swap.
I kind of like that.
I do too.
I think that Seattle, I don't want to say they're more tolerant of what Watson is going through, but they can understand that and see if they can work with him, through all his legalities, man.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't go into the criminal realm.
Right.
Shout out to my man, Chris Bell. Shout out to my man, Chris Bell. Thanks for tuning in, big dog. Thank you, and thank you for the anniversary wishes, and all that good stuff. So, Mike, we've talked a lot about the pigskin, my friend. Let's talk a little bit about some basketball. But before we go there, let me set this up, Mike.
Okay,
because I think you'll like this. So I'm gonna play this, and then we're gonna get into it. So the question is, the Phoenix Suns, they've clinched a playoff spot, and Mike, I'm telling you, boy, they are something else. At 35, is Chris Paul an MVP candidate?
Dramatic, emphatic. Paul fires up a three. It's good. Chris Paul from downtown, and that will do it. Big buckets here in the fourth quarter from the Suns. Clutch shooting. And the Knicks down 8 with 13.3 remaining.
7 provocative points by Paul. Yeah, he feels the jubilation, the devastation that he's caused the Knicks off the bounce.
And the Knicks finding out why the Phoenix Suns have the second best record in the NBA.
This was the dagger right there. Talking trash, styling, profiling.
Well, again, Devin Booker, he was the man through the first 3 quarters at 30 points. But it was Chris Paul.
Mike, brother, I watched that game, right? That was painful, Mike. I mean, when Chris Paul hit that shot, and he hit 2 shots. But when he hit that shot, I was like, oh, my goodness, man. My brother, what you think?
You know, the fact that he scored the last 7 points, man, I'm going to start off with hating on him anyway. I didn't appreciate his words after he hit the shot against the Knicks. It won't be tolerated. Him and Kyrie need to have a talk. Yes, I'm putting him on blast. CP3 dropped the N-bomb twice. I don't appreciate it. I have children, and he's a bad example to the league. I don't like it, man. You know, I wish it was the 94 Knicks when he got hyped, man, and he would have got that chin checked, man. First of all, you'll calm yourself down when you're playing the NYK. That's one. Now, I said this before, man. I didn't believe Chris Paul should have been in the same conversation as Kobe Bryant, you know, during that MVP run, until I actually seen him get down a little bit, then the Olympics, and I was like, okay, I'm convinced. The kid can flat out play, man. I'm still hating on him. I don't want him in the run. Who cares about them getting a clinch, you know? And the Phoenix Suns is on the Knicks' radar again. A couple of days coming up. Hopefully the fellas can get revenge on that, man. You know, him and Devin came alive, man. I think Chris Paul's run at the MVP is short. It has run out. He had his chance. Yeah, he got busy, man. He had a game winner, and he got a little arrogant with it, man. Where's Chris Childs when you need him? You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have did that on Oakley or Mason, or you know what I'm saying? JR, Amara Stoudemire, man. You know, we wouldn't have had man, Quincy AC. You know, we need them bruises back in there, man. Handle that. But
some physicality, baby. Put them on their butt.
Listen, huh? He's doing well, man. He's keeping him and young Dev is keeping the Suns afloat. They're doing big things. I'm actually happy for this dude because as good as Chris Paul is, man, he's been a journeyman.
Yeah.
He hasn't been with one team long and strong to just get it in. And I don't think that brother has reached, you know, the pinnacle yet of playing in the finals. And hopefully, man, he can go further than he's ever been in his career, you know, with the Phoenix Suns. Still don't appreciate that comment, man, you know, trying to trip thugging out. Stop it, Chris Paul.
Mike, I want you to talk to Ace Dog for a minute.
Oh my goodness, this brother. You know what, man? Let me tell you why I didn't wear the hat. Me and T-Cham talked.
Yes,
I said,
we did.
The only reason I'm not going to wear the hat is because I didn't wear it the other day when the Knicks went down to the Suns. But my brother, we won 9 out of 10 games. Stop it, Ace Dog. Don't come at me like that with your 49er team loving self. It's all good, man. Oh, CP made me take the hat off now. Okay, I got you, man. Yeah, man. You know, he made his move. I like it. Dude capitalized over with the periods in between. I got you, Ace. It's all good.
I tell you, Mike, they the Suns are balling, man. They really are.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting. Be interesting to see kind of when you look at the NBA standings and where they are. They're with Utah. It to me will be interesting. A battle, man, in the West. They're
very busy. They're very busy. You know, just took care of the Clippers, and it's going to be interesting. You said it. I mean, they're really not that far from the Jazz. A good sneeze, and the Suns will be in first place.
Would be in first. I mean, they're a game behind them,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, they've got a really good home record. But they have an impressive away record. I mean, they are 20-9 away from home. They have the best road record in the conference, and it looks like they have the best road record in the NBA. And so, if you can win on the road, man, that's key. And I've of course, watched them when they played our team, and I tell you, Devin Booker, man. He is a problem. If he can manage his shot selection, because he takes a lot of shots, and I know they want him to take a lot of shots, but I mean, Bullock couldn't stay in front of him, Mike. I mean, it was ridiculous.
He can get down, and I remember going back and forth with your boy Jason Green because I didn't like how cocky Devin Booker was, and he was vouching for this dude. And then here's the favorite one. Well, weren't you cocky at Johnson C. Smith? No, I get it. But I do understand it, though. But let's do it like this. If the season ended today, the Suns will play the Lakers in the first round. Can they get past LeBronto and AD at full strength? Now, the Lakers then lost a couple of games, and they on 5th place. But what's up?
It'll be interesting. I'm telling you, man. I can't wait for the playoffs to start.
I would if they got past LA.
Oh, if they got past LA, they win it. They would win it. They would win it all. I think.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say that. Yeah.
I mean, I think they would win it all. I mean, because I like Utah, but
now when you say it all, is that the
well,
whole
let me take a step back because I'm looking at my room, dog. His comment here,
the boy said, but they can't beat the Nets.
They can't beat the Nets. I'm gonna tell you, man. The Nets, Mike. We were talking about the Nets are a problem. Kevin Durant is a problem. I mean, he is unstoppable. Unstoppable, man.
You know that's my son's favorite player, and he all right here. He right in this.
Mike, he knows. Mike, he is a pro. I mean, you can't. If he wants to shoot a jump shot, you can't block it. He'd take you to the hole. The other night, he blocked the guy that was trying to go to the hole. He blocked the guy, right? Played defense. I mean, it's gonna be something else. The question with the Nets again is when the Heat and it gets a little more physical, can they withstand that? But I'm gonna tell you, man, he is a problem, Mike. He really is.
He's a problem. He's a problem until he runs into Colin Sexton. If 5 Colin Sextons played the Nets would lose.
My only thing on KD, man, is KD is so sensitive, bro.
Stay on social media, Kev.
To be a great
social
player,
media.
stay off it, man. He gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you what needs to happen, man. They need to have Shannon Sharp, Michael Rappaport, everybody that KD has a problem with, dead in the front row.
And
Spike
Draymond.
Lee, Spike, and Reggie Miller. Everybody need to line up.
And Draymond. So Mike, this is my boy here, Mike Warren. Super shout out, baby. Thank you for liking and subscribing. He want to talk about them Sixers, Mike. He want to talk about them Sixers.
What?
Baby.
Did they lost 4 in a row? He wants to talk about that. They hanging in there, man. Take on the world with a hurt shoulder.
Come on, Embiid.
With a hurt shoulder, he's going to take the Sixers to the promised land.
It's going to be something else with them and this Eastern Conference, Mike. Man, we gonna dig into this, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you, the Sixers can be scary, but man, can they get Ben Simmons and those guys back on the court to play and be consistent? But I tell you, I think the key with that team is going to be Tobias Harris. I think Tobias Harris will be definitely the key.
He got to step it up a little bit. He got to step it all the way up, man. But if it ended today, the Sixers.
I think Room Dog is talking about Durant.
They will play the Hawks.
They play the Hawks.
Katie is a low-key gangster. Once again, Embiid is soft.
and that's Brooklyn for soft.
Yo,
translate there. Yeah.
Embiid gonna have to step it up, boy.
Got you, man.
I mean, he got a lot on his shoulders. I'm not just being funny, man, but with his injuries and them falling, I mean, they still got a bomb record, man. Number 2 in the conference, but one good sneeze, and they could be number 1. But I don't know if they can go past the Nets because the Nets ain't trying to lose no time soon. But can the Sixers get past the Hawks in a series?
That's the question. What do you think, Mike? I want to hear from you. You think the Sixers can get past the Hawks?
Mike Warren, where you at? Your boys, what they gonna do?
What they gonna do? And
I'm not saying healthy, full steam. Yeah, I heard Embiid, Ben Simmons not in the rhythm, and your boy Tobias Harris is iffy, streaky.
Here's the reason why I said. Yeah, go ahead. Here's the reason why I said Tobias is big is because people have been on Ben Simmons. He needs to play this way. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. Ben pretty much, and I think what Doc Rivers came in and said is, man, I'm just going to let those guys play. I'm going to let those guys do what they do. So where are you going to get the scoring from? Where are you going to get the other, multiple aspects of the game in there, right? And Tobias can do that. Tobias can be that dude, right? They signed him for a lot of money. They maxed him out. And hey, if the market, I'm not hating on that brother at all, maximize his pockets, but he's got to step up. And lurking in the background though, Mike, and I know we've been on this team a lot, is the Bucks, man. Like, what are the Bucks gonna do? Right? Are they gonna show up and show out, or what are they gonna do? Right?
And I think that's somebody to clog up that lane and that Euro step that Greek Freak likes to do is going to get shut down, man. I don't think he learned from last season.
Yeah.
And if it did end the day, the Bucks and the Knicks would play, and then it's going to be a battle test. It says that he don't think the Sixers can get the Hawks the first round. Yeah. Be a shock.
It's going to be something else, man. I'm looking forward to hearing you guys talk about it. You and Nick, man, you guys talk about it, man, because I think it's going to be something to behold, man, from that standpoint. All right, my brother, the Knicks back in the winning column, baby. Back in the winning column. Right?
I like it. I like it. I like it. And what I really like is that once the Knicks went down, Monday, they didn't let that L cause an avalanche of L's. They went at Chicago, man. I was very impressed. I've been impressed a lot. This is one of my most impressive games, man, because Bulls got a lot of talent on the team, man.
They do.
Their record is just not all that, man. But for the game was close, and the Knicks just opened it up in the last quarter, man. RJ just started illing, man. Julius Randle just started illing, man. Bullock. Everybody started chipping in, man. They just overwhelmed. They scored 37 points in the fourth quarter to Chicago's 19. They almost doubled their points, basically, man.
Yep.
This is a new Knicks. This is a new Knicks, man. It feels good, man. They went down on them boys.
I agree. I look at Barrett, and his shooting percentage was really good. Julius, I think against the Suns, he was a little lackadaisical.
Oh my goodness, he couldn't get it cranked.
Couldn't really get it cranked.
Yeah.
And passing up his shot and that type of thing. And
they doubled him just about all night.
Right. And not and forcing his will on the opposition. Yeah. But 34 points last night, plus 21, 12 of 23. Hit 4 threes, 4 out of 7 there. Played just an all-around solid game. My thing is Barrett. Barrett played 42 minutes. He's going to be on the floor. The young fella has improved. I want him to be that solid guy, man, that I can pencil in for 25 a night, Mike.
Right.
25 a night from him, solid. He has improved. To go to that next level, that's key. We still need one more guy to bring it and to do that. And so we'll see, man. I just think that if we'll see in the off season where we land, but if we can get one more piece, man, and somebody wants to come, I think, man, it'd be something else. It'd really be something else.
They got busy, man. I'm proud of the fellas, man. Playing over 500 ball, man. Number 4 in the conference. Could push to number 3. It feels good.
To me, they've exceeded expectations. What's your thinking on the Hornets, Mike?
About to fall asleep, yawning.
Shout out to Nick. I know Nick.
They call it Buzz City. Is that it?
I know.
You talking about the streak is over. Miles Bridges hitting threes and going ham on people, man. He might have to continue that. He showed another side of what he can do.
Exactly.
So now that people see you shoot threes and run the floor, they're going to expect that night in and night out. So now you got to produce. Got to come correct.
Got to. You got to. They definitely are hurting without ball. There's absolutely no question about that.
Of course.
And Room Dog said the Hornets are going fishing. Yeah, but they still again that play-in scenario is going to be very, very interesting, Mike. With the play-in scenario, we talked about that yesterday. Right now Miami is 7, Hornets are 8. Indiana's 9, and Washington is 10. So if you're 7 and 8, you essentially have to win just one game to get in, right? So 7 and 8 play. The loser of 7 and 8 would play the winner of 9 and 10.
Yeah.
So basically, the winners of 9 and 10 have to win 2 games in a row. So if you're Indiana and you're 9. Indiana would have to win 2 in a row, which is possible, okay, to make it. And then you got the Wizards that's 10. So they're not going to be easy games, man. Those playing games are not going to be easy at all, from that standpoint. So it's going to be interesting, man, to see.
What kind of bait do you think the Hornets will be using on their fishing hooks, man? Live or plastic?
Man, Nick's gonna get you next week.
The odds of them winning, man, are so high. You know, I'm not saying it's not impossible, man, but that play in actually might
look
do
out for
him
them-
in.
Mike, look out for them Wizards, though, man. Look out for them Wizards.
I see them. I see him. Oh, did you see my man dunk it on AD so hard last night? Oh my goodness,
Mike, look
Oh,
out!
they was
Look out!
bringing it.
Look out for them Wizards, man. Look
They
out!
brought it last night against LA, boy. Woo.
So, Mike, I want to get your thoughts on this quick, man. This is and Room Dog, I agree with you. I agree with you. The Wizards, man, are something else.
They got a chip on their shoulder.
So story came out, ESPN story, talked about the Knicks were trying to get MJ. I don't know how much I believe that. And, you know, we talk about, you know, yesterday, Dr. J put Michael Jordan on his second team. I know you love Dr. J. I know that's your hero, but come on, Mike. Mike, you're using your words. Stop it. Come on, Mike. Stop it. But
let me just say this, man, because I was talking to one of my friends today, man, Detroit fan. Everybody on Julius's first team, that's that Bill Russell, Will.
Incredible. Big O.
Them guys are in their 70s, man.
Mm-hmm.
That second list, okay, a little bit younger tier. LeBron James is almost twice as young as those dudes, man. LeBron James never should have even been mentioned on those first and second teams because no one else is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you had an MJ, but there was no Kobe. I don't even think it was any smack in the face to LeBron, man, because, dude, you're 36 and still playing. Everybody that Doc mentioned on both teams is retired. He had no business on there anyway.
It's tough.
Now, putting MJ on the second team, I just think is Doc's error. But, you know, I'm going to let it ride. I thought the whole thing was hilarious, and Doc did throw a little shade in there saying, you know, LeBron creates teams.
Yeah.
And so forth. So, you know, as far as the Knicks' secret attempt to lure Mike, man, what are we talking, 22, 23 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now someone wants to bring it up. Okay.
It's interesting because we all know that Mike was significantly not paid his value of what he meant to the league because the league just exploded. You know, now you got to give Magic and Bird their due, but man, Mike just took it to a global, perspective, man, that was just out of this world. You and I know that. So he was making so much money off the court that he was making on the court that it was able to balance, but they could not pay him his number, man, essentially. And the Knicks were trying to give essentially all of their free salary cap to try to get Mike, but that wouldn't have been enough, man. And the Bulls wound up signing Mike, I think, for $30 million from that standpoint. The Knicks couldn't afford that, but I don't know if that ever would have happened. But he loved playing in the Garden. Lord knows
yes,
that.
he did.
And he used to
and well, might I add,
and the whole thing and all of that. So, you know, I tell you, man, what if he had come to the Knicks, man? It just would have switched the whole balance of things, though, right?
Yep. He did the same thing with NY. I didn't hear this, man. You know, I don't want to say I'm a Knick historian, but I did not hear of this secretive lure.
Yeah.
And if they did, man, it was probably after Mike then hit his double three-peat. So by the time you would have got Mike, you would have got a Washington Wizards Mike over there to New York. And
yeah.
You know,
it just would have been like another part of like our history, man, of always getting these guys, man, that essentially past their prime, you know, and that element. So I just hope, man, we can get with the free agency or whatever happens, a guy in his prime, a guy like 20, 27, 28. That's why I thought Victor Oladipo would have been something else. And it'd be interesting. Like a cat like that, man, it's like right there. And he's going to spend his prime years with us.
Yeah.
It could be amazing. Well, my brother, we are at the end of another show. It has been a tremendous blast.
Time flew, my brother.
It does, man. It really flies when you're having fun. What are some of your parting thoughts, my friend?
Well, I think it's old school hip hop week.
Yes, sir.
All youngsters, treat yourself, man. Get that PE, get that Anthrax. Listen to these rock and roll hits in the background, man, and just appreciate it, man. You know, don't believe the hype. We could keep going, man. I mean, who should we
do tomorrow, Mike? Who should we do tomorrow? I have an idea.
Please.
Man, I for some reason, man, and again, this is about giving these brothers their flowers, man, while they living. Brother, I want to talk about Big Daddy Kane.
Let's do it, because you know what? I remember seeing him at Smith Homecoming, man. And
you know who was SGA president, right, at that time, right?
Okay.
And you know who made the suggestion for it, and I want to shout him out before he shouts me out. Ced Hollins. He and I were roommates. We always been tight and close.
Y'all brothers put that together.
I was SGA president. I went to Ced. I said, Ced, man, who should we look at for homecoming? And he said, man, if you get two people, you need to get loose ends and you need to get Kane. I said, hey, we're gonna make that happen.
Boy, let me tell you something, man.
And that's what happened. So shout out to my room dog, Ced Hollins, baby.
That gym exploded, man.
Yes, sir.
Thunderous in there. Sounds good, man.
I told you, look. I told you.
Sounds good,
Shout
man.
Out, good.
Sounds good, man.
So let's do what it do. All right,
yeah.
We'll do that.
BDK is in the house. We could do that.
Love to do that.
And everybody just pay homage to old school hip hop, man. Listen to it, get it in. I'm pumping PE today, man. I love it.
Me too. My brother, it's an honor to spend this time with you, man. I'm getting ready to kick off, celebrate.
Do it, man.
Years, and really.
Go ahead and run that back tonight, man.
Hey, you know it. And my man Chris that came by, he just helped fix a bathtub. So we got to do it. We got to make it do what it do. Hey, man, I enjoyed it, man. I always enjoy this time with you.
Yeah.
Spend this time with my queen,
hey,
man.
Appreciate you doing this, man, because you really didn't have to today, man, especially with the day, because I know I took mine off, man. So kudos to you and yours for understanding and that sacrifice. But I know y'all going to, enjoy, man, and say what's up to the little dudes for me, man.
I will, my brother. So I'm T-Sham filling in big shoes for my man, Nick.
Mighty Mike. Yep.
We out.